Hey, what's up, y'all? Martech79 here. Let me start off this movie review by stating that I had absolutely zero expectations going into Shazam, Gods of Fury. So I was not really a fan of the first one. I've never really been a fan of the Shazam comic book. I went to go see this movie sole off of the purpose of just being a fan of DC Comics in general. With that being stated, I did not have any comic book window over my eyes. I just wanted to enjoy, hopefully, a good popcorn flick, and that's all there is to it. Now, with all that being said, I am happy to report that I absolutely enjoyed this movie. How about that? I'm shocked. I can't believe it. Did this movie have an abundance of eye-rolling moments? And oh my God, why did they do that? That's so stupid moments. Yes, absolutely it did. But like I said, I expected it. But if you're just watching this just to get a decent story, some good action sequences, some heavy CGI moments, some bad acting, hey, listen, Shazam, Guys of Fury is right up your alley. The theme of this movie is family sticking together no matter what. It's really it. It's not a rocket science premise at all whatsoever. Family sticking together. Everybody wants to break apart and be their own superhero. Billy Batson wants to keep everybody together. That's really the core basis of the movie. By the end of the movie, they're still sticking together. It's really all there is to it. A whole lot of in between thrown in the middle of it. You just had to get through the cluster of everything going on. Acting wise, some of the actors were terrible because they just didn't have enough to do. Billy Batson himself, I thought, did pretty good. The actor that portrays Shazam, I can't think of his name, decent enough. I mean, he still acts like a teenager as he's supposed to. I still kind of find him annoying, but I think in a way you're kind of supposed to find him annoying because technically he is a 17-year-old boy in a superhero's body. So what can you expect? But like I said, the set pieces and the action was great. The story is also centered on Mary, kind of his right-hand gal. She is kind of the constance of the team to kind of point them in the right direction, even though she is a college student herself who kind of wants to break apart as well. So it's kind of back and forth. Good job, movie. But she's definitely kind of the heartbeat of the team, and she really plays her role well. Also helps that she is very easy on the eyes. Also, my God, what a beautiful woman we're looking at here. So, if I can get 2 hours of just staring at her on screen all day, I am a happy boy. That's all it is to it. Like I said, this is not going to be a good review. Buckle in, boys and girls. We got some AAA content coming out here. If I do have one nitpick, I don't know if it's supposed to be the core basis of her character, but I think Homegirl had one face throughout the entire movie. Just that stern face we're looking at right here. I don't recall her smiling or being sad or giggling at all throughout the entire movie. Just this one stern face. Then we have Freddy, and the other core member of the team, who is also Billy's best friend. So he is deep into the shenanigans again. Kind of one of the biggest parts that I didn't like from the first one is how bad this dude got bullied by like the kids of his school. Kind of the same trope here. This dude just still gets relentlessly bullied, and he's handicapped. I've never been a fan of that kind of trope in kid movies like that. I don't like it. That's all it is to it. And of course, he's the one that gets kind of tripped up and double crossed by one of the movie's villains. But of course, that villain is the one that ends up turning hero as well. So they end up being a couple by the end of the movie. Oh, spoilers if you didn't know. So now you know. So all is well and good for Freddy by the end of the movie. Hopefully, he's not getting bullied anymore. He did have some pretty cool set pieces too with his superhero form. But I think all in all, I think the biggest trope for Freddy in this movie was to find love, and he did. And that's always a cool thing for a young man to find his significant other. And that always puts a smile on my face because y'all know I'm a hopeless romantic. My girl Darla makes her return as well. I've always loved this character, even in the first one, even though she has some weird kid tropes. I really didn't mind it. She kind of reminds me of my own daughter. It's probably why I like her so much. She's definitely one of my favorite characters from the film, and that does not change for the sequel at all whatsoever. What's even more cool is that she has this weird thing with unicorns, and she ends up being the queen of the unicorns because they open up a dimensional portal to help save the day, and the unicorns come out, and they come and take out all of the monsters. Ironically enough, my daughter's favorite mythological creature is a unicorn as well, so I absolutely love that part of the movie. That's all it is to it, man. I have no gripes, qualms, or qualms with her character at all. Loved it. I know it's very unlikely that we were to see a sequel to this movie and franchise since they're rebooting the DCEU, but if one character were to survive from this series of movies, I would definitely hope it would be Darla, for sure. Eugene is back. It's cool. Unfortunately, I don't really have a whole lot to say about him because he just didn't really do a whole lot in this entire movie. He was there. He's kind of the tech guy, maybe, I guess, but he's still a kid, though. He's just kind of there. Just another person to fill the slot. He's in the black superhero uniform. That's really it, man. I don't have anything else to say about him. He's just kind of there. There was really no major plot points about him. I mean, he flew, he fought with his team. That's it, man. I don't know. I mean, the kid version was there as well. He's supposed to be kind of the tech guy, but not really. I don't know. It's it. I don't know, kind of unfortunate. I'm very curious to see how his contract was rolled up. Just not anything to say. I can't even critique him because he just really didn't have a whole lot to say or do. He was just there. Yep. We have superhero Pedro. He kind of falls into the same trope as Eugene. The only two things plot point worthy that they made of him in this entire movie is that he sucks at dodging and he came out as gay. That's literally it. I don't recall him saying anything else. He just kind of sat there in his human form and in his superhero form. He said that, I suck at dodging, and if you guys didn't know, I'm gay. That's really it. Cool, do you, bro? I'm happy for you. The kind of plot points in your movie suck, though. Especially, like, after he told his family, they were all like, yeah, we know, Pedro. That's nothing special. We already knew. You're not special. So, I know some people are not going to find that funny, but I'm like, damn, that's a major announcement. Y'all could at least pretended to be like, oh, dude, that's so cool. Thanks for finally telling us. But like, nah, we already knew. Like, damn, all right. All right, let's talk about some villains here. If you've seen any of my movie reviews, you know how I feel. How good the villain is determines how good the superhero movie is, how good the super villain trope is. Kind of lackluster here, if I'm being completely honest. This old lady here, I don't even remember her name, so clearly she was not memorable at all, but bear with me because I don't really know the comic book either. So her dad got killed a millennia ago. She's trying to take it out on today's humanity. Yeah, that hasn't been done 1,000 times before. She's trying to get that staff. She got the staff. She has unlimited power. Cool, whatever. She ends up getting betrayed by Lucy Liu's character, who ends up being the really bad character in the film because she wants to destroy all of humanity, where the old lady just wants to rebuild their world, where Lucy Liu wants to rebuild their world on Earth, which will destroy all of humanity, kind of like a General Zod type rebuild Krypton. It's literally the same thing. I don't know if they didn't realize that or not. I don't know if they even copied that in the comic book, but basically the same thing. She's trying to put this tree down and it's going to destroy Earth and rebuild their civilization. Been done before, kind of trash. I wasn't feeling it. Then we got this girl. This is a girl that betrayed Freddy, became his girlfriend, whatever, and then ended up being a god too, or the villain, but she had a change of heart. She ended up coming over to the good side, and then Lucy Liu's character utilized the staff to take her godly powers away, so she became human. Now she's on the side of good after they all won and everything. Cool beans. Pretty girl, she was easy on the eyes too. I like seeing her on screen, but ultimately a forgettable character as well. Shazam dealing with all this, pretty cool, especially like knowing that he's just a 17-year-old boy. So what more do you expect for him to be able to do what he could do to save the world from 3 tyrants? Or I mean, you can call them tyrants, but not really, because really they're just trying to avenge their dad that was killed a millennia ago, even though none of them had anything to do with it anyways. That's why you kind of have to cut your brain off, because the story gets convoluted real quick. Like, why do they care about this dude that got killed a millennia ago? None of these people have anything to do with this, but we all have to team up and stop these 3 crazies, even though these 3 crazies are trying to destroy all of mankind, even though it ends up just being one crazy and the other 2 are like, yeah, this is kind of crazy. Why don't we just live here in peace and, just go on about our lives? Because that's cool. Earth's cool, So it's almost like the movie makes fun of itself, and that's kind of probably why I ended up enjoying it as much as I did, because I cut my brain off and I just ignored the story as much as I could, and I just enjoyed the little cool set pieces and the action and the relationships of the characters. Shazam ended up fighting a huge black dragon. That's cool. He was burning him with the fire. He was powering up with the electricity. He was running through the dragon. It was a cool fight. It had really cool set pieces, really cool fight scenes, even though obviously they were super CGI heavy, but you kind of got to expect that with movies like that nowadays. Like I said, I went into this not expecting an Oscar worthy nominated pick. And then, Shazam ends up dying in the end, and, to sacrifice himself to save everything. Oh, it's so sad. Though that part I actually enjoyed, and everybody thought that he was gone forever. And then Wonder Woman comes back and she becomes Jesus and brings him back to life. Yay. Completely out of left field. She kind of had a little cameo. Shazam was dreaming that he was having dinner with Wonder Woman at like the beginning of the movie, and then they actually bring her in at the end to bring him back to life. So whatever. I didn't even know Wonder Woman had that power to bring people back to life, but now I do. Cool beans, man. Now, with saying all that, would I say that Shazam Guys of Fury is a great superhero movie? It's okay. I enjoyed it for what it was. It is a movie that you should run out to the theater and spend an arm and a leg to go see with your family. Depends on who you are. If you're a trope that loves superhero movies, Marvel and DC, I'd say go for it. If not, I'd say wait for it to hit HBO Max. I feel like you would have just as much fun just watching it in the comfort of your own home instead of spending the arm and a leg to go see it in the theater. Or, do what I do and go see it on Tuesday on cheap day. At least that's cheap day in my city on Tuesday. What's cheap day in your city? I'm curious. Post it in the comments below. Now, for all you action figure collectors out there, am I ready to run out to the stores to get action figures versions of every single one of these characters? Absolutely freaking not. These characters do not deserve a spot in my collection. Maybe Shazam himself, everybody else, I think I'm good, man. I think I'm good, because, if you get one extra, then I feel like you have to get them all. So I'm good. No, thank you. Now, I guess ultimately, if I were to go back on that, I would probably spend $10 for each. Maybe if I find them on clearance, maybe I would grab them. But other than that, though, there's no way I'd pay full price for them, though. One more little nugget I want to reveal before we close out here. Dwayne Johnson has instinctively came out and said that he wants no part of any cameo at all whatsoever with this movie or any other future Shazam projects. I find that hilarious. Even Zachary Levi came out and said, I don't know, he's not in. Why are you asking me for him? Who cares? I don't know. I don't get it. I feel like that would have been a cool fight. Obviously, Black Adam takes the cake on that one by far, but I just find the Hollywood beef hilarious. Okay, that's going to do it, man. As always, if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, hit that like button. You are exactly in the right place for all nerd-related content. I try to cover every superhero movie that I can possibly cover, especially if they garner my interest, DC and Marvel. You are exactly in the right place. You can follow me at youtube.com/MyJake79. I am also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, my friends, thank you for watching these videos to completion. By doing that, you allow me to live out the dream of my childhood, being able to still continue to live it through my adulthood. As always, I will see you guys on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.